Welcome back to Saving Grace Torah Ministries. Today, we're diving into a topic that is foundational for understanding the path Yahweh has set before us, the true meaning of the word Torah. What does it really mean? Why is it important for us today? If you've ever wondered how the Torah connects to your faith and walk with Yeshua, then you're in the right place. Stick with me as we explore the deeper truths about Torah and its connection to Yahweh's commandments, love, and salvation. Let's get started. Let's begin by defining the word Torah. In Hebrew, Torah is Strong's number 8451, which means guidance, direction, or instruction. It's often translated simply as law, but it's so much more than that. The root of the word, Yarah, Strong's number 3384, means to direct, teach, or instruct. It's an archery term, like when an archer pulls back the bow, aiming to hit the bullseye dead center. Now, why is that important? Because Yarah isn't just about hitting a physical target. It's a metaphor for spiritual accuracy. Yahweh, through his Torah, is teaching us how to hit the mark in life. When we walk in his ways, we're aiming for that bullseye. And when we miss the mark, which is what sin means, Torah guides us back on target. Now let's look at how Torah and Yarah are used together. Isaiah chapter 2, verse number 3, we read, "And many peoples shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of Elohim of Jacob, and let him teach us his ways, and let us walk in his paths. For out of Zion comes forth the Torah and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem." This passage in Isaiah is profound because it's a reminder that Yahweh doesn't just give us a set of laws to follow. He actively teaches us his ways. Time and again in Scripture, we see this promise that Yahweh will instruct us, leading us down a path that brings life. Let's take a moment to read Psalm 25:4. Psalm 25:4 says, "Show me your ways, O Yahweh, teach me your paths." Yahweh's way is not just about legalistic rules. It's a path of love, truth, and justice. Let's look at verses 8 through 13 of that same chapter. It says, "Good and straight is Yahweh, therefore he teaches sinners in the way. He guides the meek ones in right ruling, and he teaches the meek ones his way. All the paths of Yahweh are loving commitment and truth to those who guard his covenant and his witnesses. For your name's sake, O Yahweh, you shall pardon my crookedness, though it is great. Who, then, is the man that fears Yahweh? He teaches him in the way he should choose. His life dwells in good, and his seed inherits the earth." First, notice that Yahweh teaches sinners in the way in verse 8 and his way in verse 9. Let's read that. "Good and straight is Yahweh, therefore he teaches sinners in the way. He guides the meek ones in right ruling, and he teaches the meek ones his way." The Hebrew word way, direct, means commanded by or his commandments. So Yahweh teaches sinners his commandments according to these scriptures. That's profound. Here's the challenge. Many in modern Christianity and the Sunday church have adopted the idea that salvation is only about love, that Yeshua saved us just so we could love others. And while love is absolutely central to the faith, Psalm 25 shows us that there's more to the story. Yahweh teaches us his commandments so that we can truly understand what it means to love. Without the Torah, our understanding of love is incomplete. The Torah teaches us how to love our neighbor and how to love Elohim. For example, how do we know how to honor Yahweh if we don't understand his commandments? How do we know how to love our neighbor if we don't follow the teachings of the Torah? Love without obedience is incomplete. When Yahweh saved you and I through his son Yeshua, it wasn't just so we could love on a surface level, but so we could learn to love deeply through reading and understanding Torah until obedience to his word. So why does this matter for us today? Because when we talk about the commandments, we're also talking about Yah's covenant. Let's look at Psalm 25 and verse number 10. It says, all the paths of Yahweh are loving commitment and truth to those who guard his covenant and his witnesses. Psalm 25 and verse 10 lets us know that Yahweh leads us into his covenant and testimonies. What covenant is that? It's the covenant Yahweh made with Abraham, that through Abraham's seed, all nations of the earth would be blessed. That's Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 and 3. And who is the fulfillment of this promise? Yeshua, the Messiah. Let's also look at Galatians chapter 3. We'll highlight just a few verses. Galatians chapter 3, let's look at verses 7, 8, 14, 16, and 29. Galatians chapter 3, verse 7 says, know then that those who are of belief are sons of Abraham. In verse number 8, and the scripture, having foreseen that Elohim would declare right the nations by belief, announced the good news to Abraham beforehand, saying, all the nations shall be blessed in you. And then verse 14, in order that the blessing of Abraham might come upon the nations in Messiah Yeshua to receive the promise of the Spirit through belief. In verse 16, but the promises were spoken to Abraham and to his seed. He does not say and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to your seed, who is Messiah. And then finally, verse 29, and if you are of Messiah, then you are seed of Abraham and heirs according to the promise. So in Galatians chapter 3, Paul tells us that through faith in Yeshua, we become children of Abraham, heirs according to the promise. Through faith in Yeshua, believers, both Jews and Gentiles, Hebrews and Greeks, are considered spiritual descendants of Abraham. The blessings of the Abrahamic covenant are fully realized in Yeshua. And as heirs of this covenant, we are empowered by the set-apart Spirit to follow Yahweh's commandments, not by our own strength, but through the power of his Spirit. Let's bring it all together. The Torah is the path that leads us to Yeshua. When we walk in his commandments, we hit the mark. We're saved by grace through faith in Yeshua, but our faith is made complete through obedience to Yahweh's commandments. So when you walk in the Torah, when you live out his instructions in your life, you are hitting the bullseye. This is how we truly love Yahweh and love our neighbor, by living according to the standards he has set. And this is the journey Yahweh calls all of us to walk. So what's next? Now that you understand the deeper meaning of Torah and how it connects us to Yeshua, I encourage you to start exploring the commandments for yourself. Dig into the Word, pray for understanding, and ask Yahweh to guide you as you learn to walk in His ways. If you found this video helpful, share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss more content like this. Let's continue this journey of faith together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, blessings, and joy from Dr. Christopher Rogers.